The impact of climate change on agriculture will be very severe, and most of the people affected are the small and marginal farmers. In India, more than 85% of our farmers are small and marginal farmers holding less than 1 or 2 hectares. They will be affected.
Climate change is affecting their daily lives. We are seeing in Malawi an increase in the incidences of flooding and also the other end of droughts. A resurgence of certain pests and diseases is another, and also new pests and diseases is affecting the way that farmers do farming business.
The average rain that we have in our farm is 819 millimeters, but averages never happen. So we had in 2009 620 millimeters total rain, and in 2012 we have the biggest flood forever. It was 1,450 millimeters. So we came from a terrible drought to a terrible flood in just a few years.
We have to be more efficient using the resources and using technologies like no-till or street-till, integrated pest management, more efficient equipment for irrigation. That helps to mitigate some of the climate changes that we are facing.
We need adequate mechanization, especially in Africa, where most of the work in the farms is manual and is time-consuming, leads to delays. We need soil fertilization. Use of the right fertilizer with advice from scientists on the right fertilizer for each type of soil, so that farmers can produce more.
What smallholder farmers need to do is to be able to utilize technologies that help them to produce more from the same size of land than they were doing before. And we can talk about very many technologies, but here we've been looking at what farmers can do in terms of conventional technologies, but also with biotechnologies. The farmers themselves also have their own traditional seed system, they have their traditional processes, and they have their traditional ways of farming.
Farmers know what's going on in their farm. They know exactly what's going on. When I see that some farmers can get to the better technology and the yields are low and they can make money and they can still be a farmer for a long time because they can make ends meet, because they don't have the tools, they don't have the technology, I see, well, we've been there in Argentina. But now, when we capture those technologies and we implement it in our farms, we can grow and we can get better.
The productivity can be achieved only through technology and not by any other magic formula. We farmers, we do understand that technology has a role, very good role, crucial role to play in increasing our productivity. Even the smallholder farmer, he may not have formal education on agriculture, but out of his practical experience, the smallholder farmer also, he realizes the importance of the technology.
Biotech is simply one tool of the many that farmers need in order to produce more.
The advantage of biotechnology is that it goes faster than conventional breeding, and it's more precise.
Agriculture today has an historical momentum. This is not the same as it was before. And the responsibility that we have, farmers and policymakers, is enormous.
So somehow we have to address the new challenges. For instance, we need to adopt new technologies.
What Europe is asking us is to reduce the use of natural resources. It is asking us to reduce the consumption of water, energy, fuel, and electricity, to increase the yields while protecting the soil. As I am asking for Europe, I am asking for Africa and Asia, that the farmer has freedom of choice of the technology he thinks better suits his farm, and that the decisions are made based on science.
The government of Kenya set up a task force which is going to work around the clock so that within 3 months that task force should report to the government on what should be done about biotechnology. And this is a team of esteemed scientists and professors whom I am sure will provide the right answers to the government to enable it make an informed decision.
We've spoken about how government comes in with the right and conducive environment, policy environment, how private sector comes in with the investment and with the technologies and so on, and how farmers are the productive sector that comes in with whatever produce. But what is important is that these three must be talking to each other.